Hello and welcome to another update video about XLM. I had a few requests recently to cover it again, and I actually covered it the last time in May, which has been a while now, and basically since May the market has just moved sideways. Now we see a little bit of movement. I thought it's worth covering it again. Before we do that, we take a look at what I told you back in May, and since then again I haven't actually covered it again, so let's take a look at that briefly. And then we take a look at the latest TA. Where, I wouldn't go in at the moment. I would personally want to wait for a clear signal that the bear market is over before I would start to dollar cost average into a coin like this one, because I just don't know how it will turn out. It has a potential. The potential is there to actually drop below that last support level here, 2.7 cents. But even that, even if we only get down to that level, that would be a drop all the way down to that's another 70% drop. That is ridiculous. So high risk here, XLM at the moment. Hope I made that clear. A little bit of a I did hope I did make that clear, and hopefully that message came across, because the way XLM came down here and hit this support at the 88.7% fib level at 11.4 cents didn't give us any confidence that this move down was over. In fact, we only had a 3-wave move up, a very clear one, indicating that the downtrend is going to continue, which it then eventually did. It just took a few months to play out, and then we finally made a new low here in November, and we're now dropping further. And I mentioned something around a 70% drop from the last price level. Since last time, one second, where were we? We were at basically 12 cents. So if I now go to the latest chart, from 12 cents we dropped down around, 40%, so roughly 38%. Still a bit of a way to go, I think, especially that we now made a new low, and these are just coins where I'd be extremely careful. I already told you that back in May I would be extremely careful, and that there's really only a handful of coins that I would consider dollar cost averaging in the bear market. XLM is certainly not one of them, also because it has longer term problems in the chart. It's a chart that looks similar to XRP, even though I must say that even XRP, which has problems in the long term chart, but even XRP looks stronger than XLM at the moment. And unfortunately here the Bitfinex chart I used for the wave count doesn't have the very long chart history, but if we go to Binance, I'm going to show you what problems there are with this chart. The main problem that this chart has is that in the last bull run it didn't make a new all-time high. Now what does that tell us? It tells us this chart has an inherent weakness, and that in the next bull run it may not even make a new all-time high below the 2021 one. This is of course not guaranteed, but it is quite likely. And why would I want to invest in a coin that didn't even bother to make a new all-time high in the last bull run? I don't get it. It also has to do, a lot of people always say that the XRP chart is weak because of the SEC case. XLM has no SEC case, and it's a very, very similar chart. So, and also IOTA as well. A few people asked for an IOTA TA. There is no need for an IOTA TA because it is the same stuff. Yeah, it's the same stuff, and IOTA looks even weaker, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these coins, older coins where the sentiment is just sort of getting negative, right? And they are just not, they just, any coin that in the last bull run didn't make a new all-time high, I don't know. I'm not happy with that, certainly not from an investor point of view. I don't own XLM, but or maybe a few little bit here and there, but nothing really that's noteworthy. So ideally, we should have turned around in the blue area. That would have been a sign of strength for XLM. So it should have moved here. It moved up in a wave 1. Yeah, we've got 5 waves up. That's at least encouraging. We've got an ABC pattern to the downside. This was the area where it should have turned around in an ideal case. Now the fact it dropped below it, and the fact it already touched the 88.7% fib level back in May was not a sign of strength. Yeah, it didn't drop. It didn't reverse. It actually dropped below it, and we could already see that back in May, given that we didn't really see a massive reaction to the upside from that 88.7% fib level, and then we were just dancing around it for a few months. You can see how relevant that fib level actually is, because that is exactly the area where it's been dancing around. Then we retested from below and have been dropping. So my interpretation is that this movement from May to October was just an Elliott Wave triangle. So let me just show you that. A very clear one actually. A wave up, yeah, 3 waves. B wave down, C wave up, D wave down, E wave up, breakout to the downside in an impulsive wave pattern, or maybe even a diagonal, but it looks impulsive. So the idea at the moment is that this is a 5-wave move down. Wave 1 done, just here in the leading diagonal. Wave 2, wave 3, here probably a wave 4. It's a bit unclear to me, this looks unnatural. Yeah, I don't see that on any other exchanges necessarily. And then a wave 5 down. Let me just double check that actually on Binance, do we have this unnatural spike there as well? No, so I completely disregard it because I think it's a glitch on Bitfinex or whatever that is. Short spike. And let me also change here the degree. Yeah, and this is how it could work out. That would give us a target here for this 5th wave of the 5th. Taking the length of the wave 1, going to the high of the wave 4. I disregard the wick. And I mean, the wave 4 could have actually, it's a bit, this could have been a triangle. I would rather say we had a triangle here as well. The first target would be around 6.8 cents, the 1-to-1 ratio. And then the second target is the 1.618 extension at 5.3 cents. They are, I think, fairly optimistic targets, assuming that XLM will very soon finish the bear market. I'm skeptical about that. I think this is a 5-wave move down, yes. The problem is that this last wave 5 down could even go lower, because you never know. I mean, these waves can extend. What we need as a minimum to consider such a move down as complete is 5 waves. But there's nothing that would convince me at the moment that this is not going to become a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, a larger pattern to the downside. So that we have here, for example, let me just explain that to you. That these waves, wave 5, these 5 waves are only the first wave of a larger decline. And then you get your wave 2 up, your wave 3 down, your 4 up, your 5 down. That's actually the pattern I would now see on many other coins as well. So that could take us down a lot, hopefully not into the negative, but that is a serious problem for XLM. And yes, after these 5s are complete, and I gave you a target for that, if we then see 5 waves to the upside and not or not 3, but 5 waves up, in a wave 2, we would see only an ABC, we would only see 3 waves. But if we see 5 waves up, it would be a first indication that things are changing, which would be good for the crypto market, and it would be good for XLM. But until we see those 5 up and 3 down, we have to expect further lower lows. Okay, sorry for the bad news, but we want to be honest with our viewers and customers. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.